river running breakdown of the Ocoee River. So I'll go over some of the rapids, and I'm just going to show you some of my kind of more advanced lines that I would take while I'm out here. The boat I'm paddling is a river runner kayak, but you could paddle about any craft out here, from spud boats, full slices, race boats. The Ocoee gets paddled with a wide variety of crafts, so don't worry. You could take squirt boats down it. I think you just need a helmet and life vest and probably some other rules in there, but I'm not going to get into those right now. I would consider myself an expert on this run, unlike some of my breakdowns that I've been giving you guys where I'm like, I'm no expert on this. Well, I'm claiming to be an expert. How about that? So right here, we're at the put-in. This is a regular summer release. Expect between 12 and maybe 1,500 as far as CFS coming over that dam. The Ocoee River, maybe people don't know, the Ocoee River is located in kind of the bottom part of eastern Tennessee, and it's a regular released run. Gets well over 100 different releases a year. It's one of the most probably paddled and rafted and kayak river in the world. It's up there. This is the put-in right here. Pretty easy. You just walk down, put in rapid. You can see the water coming over the dam in the background right there. It is regulated by TVA. Now, there is an attainment move to be had right here at the start on that far right-hand side. I'm not going to do that. It's kind of that would take 30 minutes to do that one attainment. You can obtain all the way up to the dam and obtain around. I do like a little warm-up right here. By the way, I'm not doing playboating moves. No playboating moves. I'm not splatting. I'm not like cartwheeling. I'm not doing anything like that in this video. I had like a half slice breakdown, if you guys want to go check that one out, where I kind of went more over all the splats that you can have. A half slice is by far my favorite craft out there on the Ocoee, by the way. So this put-in rapid, what I like to do is work these eddies. Come down, work these eddies right here on the right river. When I say right, I'm going to say river right. When I say left, it's going to be river left. So come down, hit to the right, and then I'm just going to kind of ferry across, and then I'm going to ferry back across. So this move right here, let's just break these moves down. I would say this is kind of like a beginner type move, maybe beginner intermediate. So if you're a beginner looking to make it a little more challenging. By the way, this is a run where take harder moves on a run like this. You know, one of my buddies, he says class 5 moves on class 3. So try to make really dynamic moves on class 3-ish. And then when you get to, when you need to make these moves, you have them tuned in. You seen how I hit those two eddies? Watch this boof right here. Come down. Did you hear the paddle hit? I basically grabbed the back, and then I got a little kick forward, and I boofed. Do not land sideways in that hole. Come down. Eddy out right here. This is a midstream eddy. There is a 360 to be had down here on the right, but what I'm going to do here, everybody, is I'm going to do this 360 to around the world move. Watch this combo I do. Down here, 360. Kind of, well, I wouldn't say that was a 360. That was probably like a 192. Now, notice how I caught that ferry. So right off the 360 into this ferry, there's a little around the world move. So that move right there, I would say that's more like an intermediate style move. I couldn't imagine that'd be like a beginner move. So go up here. This is shallow, by the way. So when I do these shallow attainments, I'm barely taking the strokes down. See what I did? I caught the eddy, and then I did like a quick little attainment up. Now I'm going to go around this rock. You can go around this rock several times if you want to. Not the easiest attainment, but... And the only reason it's not easy is because it's so freaking shallow right here. Caught an eddy right there. There's a little surf wave out here. This first rapid's called... I'm not even in Grumpy's yet. This is Grumpy's Rapid. You guys see that hole over there? If you're doing this move right here, be careful not to fall into that sideways. There's a little surf wave right here. I'm going to use this surf wave to go up and then turn and go back. So you can surf that for a while, but I'm not going to surf a lot in this video. I do catch some surf waves on the fly. I'm in a river running kayak right here. This is the Pyranha Inazone. It's a river runner beginner style kayak. Well, I wouldn't say it's a beginner. It's just more of a river runner kayak. Oh, now watch this stroke. Bam. That stroke right there, I pulled it. Now I did that stop so it didn't push me back in it. Believe it or not, that hole right there is actually claimed a few people, paddlers. No joke. Don't mess around with that hole at all. Big boof right here. Catch it. Wasn't big, but it was good enough. So I just kind of like caught that little flake and then landed in the eddy and then turned upstream. This boof's not hard to make. Don't go for it in a raft. You will pin on it, and inflatables do not like boofs like that. Kayaks, you just go, a lot of speed gets up on it. Now you can see little surf wave right here that I like to do. By the way, watch for rafts out here. If you're nervous around rafts, you might want to go somewhere else because there's a lot of rafts out here. One of the most rafted rivers in the world. See, I'm still at the put in. I mean, I could spend 3 hours right here. Come down. Now I'm at North Shore Wave. And I will give you the rapid name. So it's Grumpy's, put in ramp to Grumpy's to North Shore Wave right here. I think they call that Whiteface Rock up there. Notice how I just dropped down in the North Shore right into a front surf. It's best surfed right here in this spot. You can surf it all the way across, but that's my favorite spot to surf it right there. Try not to be a wave hog and sit out there for an hour just front surfing. At least go for some spins or something. Usually my wave etiquette, I try to go, if I'm out there for more than like 30 seconds, I'll either ferry off or just kind of like go do something else. Right here, a little kind of in the mid rapid. This is between North Shore and there's another rapid. I think they call it Second Helping. It's not a rapid, it's more like a hole. I like to get 360s going to the left right there. So you're going down in a bunch of lefty 360s. Right here, this is called Second Helping. In a full slice, you can throw some cartwheels right here. Catch this on the fly. It's a catch on the fly. I missed it. I had too much downriver speed. Stern squirts there on the left.
There's a little surf wave over there.
Oh, surf wave, far river left. 360 right here. I like to come over this rock sometimes, drop down, then ferry back up and do it again. So if you do miss that 360, just catch that eddy. Now watch me do this attainment right here. You can go back up. Now do it again. Crossbow it. Yep, there it was. Now catch the wave. By the way, there is a little hole to be played in right up there where you see that boater. Not much. Now you can actually ferry back and forth across this right here. This is one of the hardest attainments here. You see that hole up there to the left? So I've never got that in a short boat, but in a long boat, I can obtain over there where you see the boaters on the river left over there. You can obtain up to that hole, and believe it or not, can attain all the way back up river, almost to the dam, at least to right below North Shore. Right here, watch this. Right here's how you do it. You come in right there. That is a stout attainment. I've never got it in a short boat, but maybe someone has, but I've never got it. In a longboat, I can nail it. Here's a video of me getting in a longboat just to prove it can be done. I'm right there. You guys see that? When you get that, you do a little front surf. I'm going to throw that in from time to time just to prove I can do it. One of the stoutest attainments. The hardest attainment by far is right down here. I love this move right here. Go in, crossbow that hole. This hole can put a beat down on you if you're not ready. I just do a quick 360. See that? Right there. You can spin it. If you get stuck in it, everybody, you have to get out facing the river left. Do not try to get out on the river right. You'll just sit there and you'll blow your gas tank and end up swimming. Watch for boaters coming down, rafts and boaters. I'm out of the flow, so that's why. And not a lot of people go for this hole. A lot of people are nervous of this hole. That's like staging it. Here's the hardest attainment on the river. This attainment right here, I've only seen it done by a few boaters ever. Look at how I got it right there. I came out of that hole and I'm attaining up. By far, I mean, I would say this is an expert attainment. I mean, anyone that thinks they can do this, bring it on, because I've seen just a handful of boaters ever make this move. I've obtained from the bottom of Stage and Eddy. Now I've got to obtain up to where you just seen that raft is, hit that eddy, and then I can go over and I can go up again. So watch this move right here. This is a stout one. So even though I just got that one, this one's stout too. See that draw? That draw makes that attainment. This is when I had that Karma UL, which for an attainment boat, the Karma UL and 12R and Green Boat are really good. The Vanguard is not that good of an attainment boat because it's so rockered. So if you guys want a good attainment boat, the Karma UL is a kind of like a sleeper you can get pretty cheap. See that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's brutal. I'm feeling the burn. I've never seen this one done in a short boat either, by the way. Someone's done it in a short boat, definitely comment, because I've talked to Joe and I don't think he's ever done it. So if he hasn't ever done it and I've never done it, it's probably never been done. But maybe somebody has and I've just not seen it. This is Stage and Eddy. Couple of good play spots. This wave right here. I'm not going to go much into the play boating in this video. I'm just going to kind of show you guys that little hole right there. I went on. There's another hole. I'm in Gonzo Shoals already. I jumped from Stage and Eddy to Gonzo Shoals, catching a little eddy right here on the rock. I like that eddy. Now I fade backwards to do this little around the world move right here. Right here. You don't have to go real aggressive, just good boat control. See what I did right there? I didn't even take a lot of hard strokes. Now you can obtain up and around that rock, but it's hard to do when it's shallow like this. I like to catch this hole right there. There's a catch on the fly wave right here. Watch out for you know who right there. I backed off the spin because that boater was coming down. Turn right here. 360 going to the right. A lot of them. You can, and a full slice you can really throw down right there. Catch this eddy right here. Now this move, they call it the chicken wing or walk the plank right here. This is the bottom left section of Gonzo Shoals. Watch how I do this. I go down, I'm floating, lift my edge and point upstream right here. Right edge, give it a couple strokes, right into that eddy. Pretty easy. Now you can obtain right here, you can go and obtain all the way back up and do this exact same move again. You do it right there. It's not easy, but you can do it. That's another expert move right there. Good luck on that one. It's not easy, but I've done it. And that's in a short boat. All of these right here I can do in a short boat. The only real long boat obtainment has to be that Stage and Eddy to back up to North Shore. That's a very hard one right here. I like to come down and grab this eddy right here. Watch what I do. I face upstream and I come down, cross bow that, and then I pull myself into this. This is a shallow hole, so do not get in there in window shade, everybody. You can break your paddle or break your head, so just be careful. Now what I'm going to show y'all is I'm going to go all the way over river right, and I'm obtaining over here. I'm going to show you it can be done in a short boat. This one right here is probably an expert move too. I would say high level intermediate paddler to expert can do this. This move right, just this one is really hard. So I come down, I do not get sideways right there, just get up in that. I would say that's not the hardest one. The hardest one is this one right here coming up. See it right there to the left?
That's actually the pretty easy one. That's the easy one. The hard one's right here.
Yeah, right here. Watch this.
You want to kind of side
It's not about speed here, it's about technique. A little bit of a side surf with an edge control, then go upstream. There it is. I think I did that on the first try. Maybe that was the second try. I can't even remember. I've got that on the first try.
Get up there. Even in a short boat now, it's a lot easier.
Believe it or not, you can paddle from here all the way back up to Stage and Eddy. Even in this boat right here, I can make it all the way back up to Stage and Eddy. And I mean, that's a 2-3 hour section right there. And I still have the dam is still in sight. The put-in's just right up there. I have actually come down and paddled from paddled Gonzo Shoals or all the way back up to Stage and Eddy, or basically broken nose all the way back up to Stage and Eddy, and went back to my truck and went home. That's the kind of day right there.
Almost all the way up to the dam.
Now I'm going to show you guys this left line over here.
North Shore wave, and that's where it's.
Oh, I'm doing walk the plank again. Yeah, see, I paddled back up to walk the... I think I just edited it out. It's just a lot of kind of attainments. Watch me walk the plank again. I'm doing it with a little more speed. Oh, see, I didn't walk the plank. I just showed you the normal line. The best line, the deepest line, is down this left side. Try to avoid that rock. Do not try to splat that. It's very shallow. Barely miss it.
Surf wave right there.
Surf wave there on the left. See it right there. There's a boater in it. You can 360 that, left, right, sideways, you name it.
Good 360.
360 rock coming up.
If you can get good speed on it.
360s I consider part of my river running. It's not the easiest 360 to get. You want to come in with a lot of speed right here. It gets pretty shallow right here, by the way. Kind of hip check it, throw your weight. There it is. That wasn't too bad. Make sure you get up high on the rock. It's shallow below it, so you don't want to roll. Now, this is Broken Nose. So you got Gonzo Shoals and the Broken Nose. I like to hit the Eddy on the right, reset. If you guys, there's several lines here. You can go far left of that pyramid rock in the middle. I'm doing kind of like my normal thing right here. I'm going to catch all of the eddies and just show you guys catching the eddies. I catch that top eddy. You can obtain back up there in a longboat. I've done it. Come down. I like to catch this eddy right here. Now they call this the elevator move in Broken Nose. This would be a high-level intermediate move. I wouldn't say an expert. I see a lot of people getting this move right here. You screw it up, you're going to go backwards through there. So come down. One big draw stroke. Pretty simple. You see that? I did that one stroke. Now I like to spin around. If you're in a half slice, I got a move I do here where I flip, do like a inverted roll. But this one, I think I'm just going to do it backwards. I was doing a I was practicing doing 360s. I did it backwards. That was a backwards ferry from that. I've actually backwards elevator moved up that too. So that is possible. Be careful. It's pretty shallow here. Watch for boaters. Don't cut boaters off because a lot of people are nervous at this rapid. So I'm real mindful of getting out of the way of kayakers. I'll blow my line as long as I'm not getting in the way of someone coming downstream. So watch for downstream boaters. But I mean, it's the Ocoee. A lot of people kind of understand that, but still, I try my best not to get in people's way coming down. Downstream boaters, by the way, downstream boaters always have the right of way. Your fancy play moves don't overshadow my downstream momentum. I missed on my back ferry. I was trying to show you guys I could back ferry it. What I should have done was throw my weight back and then back forward. Now I'm going to hit the little eddy down here on the right. There's an eddy right there you can hit. There's an eddy over on the river left you can hit. If you get in here, just be mindful of the ledge hole down there. That ledge hole can put a hurting on some boaters. Now watch what I do here. I don't get very aggressive with my ferry right here. I should have 360 deeper. I missed it. Now see, all I did was take a stroke. See where that boater's getting out? I got out, I walked up, and I'm doing it again. So let's do it all one momentum here. I'm just going to do it all one move. You can walk and do this. Sometimes I'll do Broken Nose sometimes 2 or 3 times until I get it like perfect. There's that 360 move I was telling you about. I just kind of like do a 360 into an elevator move. I need to work on that better. 360 into an elevator move almost instantly. I think that can all be done one motion. Once again, now I'm just going to do... Yep, I'm going to go for the eddies now. So now that I'm going to hit the eddy right down there, I'm going to hit a little cleaner. See, there's an eddy on the right. I think there's like something like 11 eddies in this rapid. Now I'm gonna reset. I'm going to show you guys the eddy behind the rock and how I like to get it. See that rock right there? There's an eddy back there. And oh boy, if rafts are coming down, it can be interesting. Right here. So here's how I like to get this. So watch what I do. I go up. Now notice I'm a little farther left. 2, 3 big strokes. Cross bow. Now I can sit there and pause in that eddy, but I didn't. I'm going to show you like how I just kind of like set right here in this, go over, and that's it. That's kind of like making Broken Nose a little harder, because if you fall in that rapid, right, if you fall in that bottom ledge hole backwards or sideways, well, you can be on the struggle bus for sure, because it can, I've been in it and it's hard to get out of it, and it's even worse when rafts are coming down landing on your head. That's pretty much Broken Nose, everybody. Broken Nose is probably the most consequential, hardest rapid out there to get clean and right. Now, there's a little obtainment move right here that I do, but today I think I just did the ferry across. Now I'm going to ferry across this wave above this rock. See that? Get your weight forward, eddy out behind that rock. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a little round the world moves. Now, there's a wave right there. To catch this wave, I like to use the momentum of the wave on the right. See, I'm catching the wave, slowing myself down. I'm in this Inazone, so I can actually get away with it. See the wave over there on the right where that longboat just went? Use that wave to slow you down if you're in a shorter boat. And you could seriously surf that wave for a while. Yeah, I had to remind myself, don't sit here and do a bunch of surfing, because I have to edit all that surfing out. I could sit there and surf that a lot. There's a couple spots, there's a couple ways of running this. You can run it, see where the boater is over there? There's a slot over there to run. It's very shallow, be careful. I like running this hole right there. That hole's actually pretty stout if you get stuck in it. But now you're coming up on washing machine, which is not, maybe not crazy hard, but it's definitely slice and dice washing machine. It's not like, I wouldn't consider it the hardest. By the way, I think the name of that rapid up there is called Second Helping. I can't remember. I think it's something like Second Helping. Right here. So this is washing machine. Watch my line through here. There's two ways. I go right if I'm going to line up to loop it and play boat in it. This is a stout hole. This might be one of the stoutest holes on the river. See how I'm kind of using that back flow? And then I'm like, you know what? Just line it up. And then I did like a little pirouette move. I can obtain all the way back up. So if you wash downstream, you can obtain back up to washing machine. This is where you see me doing some loops and creek boats and playing a lot. It's usually right here in washing machine. And the lower the better. The normal release, when it gets higher, this turns into too much of a wave, believe it or not. It actually gets worse. It doesn't get stouter. It actually starts washing out. There I am. I'm going for it. See how I did that? Now I go right there, plug the bow, I push my feet down, jump. There it was. I wouldn't say it was the cleanest of loops, but still, I would say that's a loop in the Inazone. Now I'm going for like a cartwheel. It's shallow behind it. It's called Slice and Dice for a reason. Good play wave down here, right down there. Now I'm just going to kind of work the eddies down. That's the eddy on the left below. And then you can use that hole right there. If you ever want to obtain back up, use that to get back up. But I have got up on the other side. And by the way, I can't show every single move out here, everybody. If I showed you every single move, this thing would be 3 hours long. That's called Elephant Rock. One of the best splats on the river. Splat out all the way down. Now we're coming up into Moon Chute. I like to get my speed up right here and get a little flare booth right there. Well, I think I went for a little freewheel. Come down. There's an eddy right here. Grab that eddy, then drop right in the Moon Chute, which has a ton of 360 possibilities. It's a little shallow, but I don't think it's too bad. I'm not even going to play in it. I could sit here and 360 this for days. If you stay clean, you can do a lot of 360s. Now we're coming up. This is the stuff in between Double Suck and Moon Chute. Sometimes you can catch a little flare booth right here. Be careful. It is very shallow here. And then another booth right there. That rock's very sharp, so be careful on that. Surf wave over there on the left. You've seen a boater over there. I started to go for it, then I realized I don't need to show a bunch of surf waves. Double sucking is another one. It's not... Double suck's a hole that's very tight, and sticky, but not as violent as washing machine. So just to know, if you want to avoid it completely, stay to the right over here. If you want to kind of get a little braver with it, if you want to take a more expert line, do what I'm getting ready to do here. I would say this is expert because you mess this up, you're going right into double suck. Which, I mean, obviously I've played in double suck. It's not the end of the world, but I get it. You know, some people it would be. Now there's a tight micro eddy right here. I'm calling this the birthday eddy. It's coming up right here. Watch this. And I think I crossbow this. Right there. I'm above double suck. Now there's a wave right here, and you can obtain up. I can sit here and surf this wave, and I'm 360, and I've lefty cartwheeled this, by the way, in a full slice. Now, when you're tired of surfing this, go back to the eddy right here, and then turn and burn, and go right through the hole. I think I catch the corner of it. You could see if you flip there, it would not be fun. Now, I'm going to do the... They call this the scary ferry, but I don't think it's scary. I think I'll do a scary surf, so I purposely surfed this. No, I did the ferry. Ferried across, and then there's a loop spot right there. You can ferry down, loop that, then you come up, and you could splat this or jump it. I call this the rock jump. See that? So you stomp that. See that stomp? Here's another really difficult move to get right. Watch my move here. 360 to attainment. 360, complete 360 to turn. Watch this. Momentum still kind of going. Now I'm going to obtain. Watch this attainment. That's just, I made that look easy, everybody, but that was,
that's a hard one to get.
that's stout in a 9-foot boat. This one right here too. So that attainment's tough to get. Now I can actually do the 360 again. You could actually paddle all the way back up and go back and forth, back across double suck. Now I think I'm doing the 360 again. I think I'm going to try to make it. Let's do it as 720. I like to do a 720, or I do an arc spin. Arc spin. Arc spin's banging the paddle off of the rock and making it shoot up in the air like that. Letting go, crossbowing it, and letting go. I probably invented that move. Somebody's going to claim they were doing it, but...
You know this river well, sir. Way too much fun out here. I'm having way too
I think he told me I know the river too well. He was in a Code. A Code's a great boat for out there, by the way. For anyone that just want to get out there and have a good time and float. Don't be afraid to paddle your creek boats out here, everybody. Don't let people talk to you and, oh, you need to paddle a full slice. Then get your ass handed to you. Just paddle whatever you're very comfortable in if it's your first time. I'm out here sometimes in a reactor. This one's called Chopping Broccoli. You see that little booth I got right there? Now you can obtain all the way back up to stage and eddy from here. I know it sounds crazy, but you can. I think I'll show you the first bit of the attainment right here at Chopping Broccoli. So I go over to this eddy. I found this not too long. No one showed me this. I actually found this in my longboat out there tinkering around. I could probably get it in this boat if I really worked on it right here. Now watch what you do here. Go up. This doesn't seem doable, but it's kind of wild. I go up. I 360 this, and I use that 360 momentum to swing my bow upstream and get to that next hole up there. And then once you get that one, you're off to the races. I can make it all the way back up. Now we're coming into, I think they call that Hell's Half Mile or whatever. All of this. This is Hell's Half. If you try this booth, be very careful. That is a stout booth to get. I mean, if you're going for it, be careful. Do not flip there. You could be hurt really bad. Now we're coming up on Double Trouble. Double Trouble is going to be one of the better surf waves, especially this top surf wave. Come down, eddy out, river left, and see the wave right there. If you catch it, you could surf it for a while. Down there, they call it Bucking Bronco, right there. You can surf that a bunch, too. 360 rock coming up in between this. That's jump rock in the distance down there. That hole right there actually kicked my ass the first time out there on the Ocoee. I think I ended up swimming that hole. The hole you just seen on the left. Now this one right here, you come up 360 this, 360 to the right. I could have done that better. You got a full slice, cartwheel it going to the right. Jump rocks right down there. They call it jump rock. You'll see the raft usually parked down there. And they'll park up on that rock and then have the customers jump into the flow and you can go underwater. You can get like a 360 off of this right here. Go up on that. You had I did kind of like a semi-splat. Good stern squirt spot right here. They call this, I think it's either called left, right, or squeeze play. It's one or the other. It's usually called 99 eddies because there's a lot of eddies to be got right here. Come down. That's the first one that I go for, and then I go across. I won't do all of them, but I'm just going to show you guys most of the more kind of advanced eddies right here. So that one, and you notice that's a little bit of an upstream eddy. Now I'm going to do the downstream eddy. So I went back. So I did the upstream eddy, went back to my same spot, did a downstream eddy. Now this one's more kind of like a lateral, semi-upstream. You can see right over there, see that flow? That one's probably a little harder for some to make. You can keep going up, by the way. Little shallow rock right there. And I think you can go up, and there's one against the wall up there. You guys see it right there. That one. Now it's just a front surf across. This is like a midstream catch eddy right there. And then now I'm going to turn, and there's an eddy between those two rocks. I usually crossbow this one. Let's see if this guy does it on this one. Crossbow switching it. Crossbow switch where I let go of the paddle. I crossbow into a let go and then re-grab it. You have to rotate it back around. It's a fun place to kind of tinker around with stuff like that. See that? There's the other eddy. Went down and turned, and then there's one right here. There might be a couple more in there, but you know what? This is kind of like my standard eddy catching through 99 eddies right here. You can front surf up. Now, I think you could probably obtain that if we really wanted to mess with it. By the way, you guys notice the paddle that I'm using is the G-Power Twister Creek. I love that paddle when I'm just doing downriver fun. Oh, there's the 360 I was talking about. Get up higher on that. I didn't get up on it. I didn't commit too much to it. I don't like hitting that paddle on bottom a lot or hitting rocks with it. Now, down here, this one might be what they call squeeze play or whatever. It's where there's a lot of different lines. I don't even call it anything. I mean, there's a route over there to the far river right. There's a route to the river left. It's very wide. I would say the gradient loss on the Ocoee was probably like 30 to 50 feet per mile. It's a very low gradient loss. The total river distance maybe is a little over 5 miles. Good little kind of spin to cartwheel right there. I started to initiate it. You can do like a wing over right there. A little shallow spot. I'm going the river right line. You guys are wondering where I'm at. I'm right above Flipper. I'm the rapid above Flipper. More shallow kind of shoal stuff up here. It shallows out because it's so wide in this area. Do you just want to avoid all this? See where the boater is on the left over there? Just stay down to the left. Little 360 there. And I think there's a booth down here that I get. Little flare booth right there. By the way, this is all roadside. You can see the road right up there on the right side. So if anything happens, it's not hard to get out of here. That's for sure. Catch this little flare booth right here. Wasn't much, but still good flare booth practice. Go around this rock. You can boof that corner. And see there's an eddy far left. That's what I was pointing at. That's what I forgot. Normally I take that route. Now this is Flipper. To run this, just go right there. If you guys want to sneak it, go far river left if you're going to sneak it. If you want to get fancy with it, you can get fancy with it. Oh, I think I go for this attainment, this Eddy. What's this Eddy right here? Oh, no, first thing I do is go for a mystery move.
That's not a roll.
Oh, I still have not rolled this. I have not rolled the entire day out there. Now, here's the Eddy. This is one of the... This is expert also. See how I caught this Eddy? Crossbow, go back down. And I think I go into some 360s right here. I'm just kind of like settling it down. I think I'll eventually roll right here. You can 360 to loop, to cartwheel. Flipper's a fun one to mess around with. But it's really hard to roll if you're not used to rolling in current. If you guys ever roll upside down, hang in there. Try to back deck roll if you can. Try to roll left, right, front. I don't care. Just keep trying. You'll eventually flush out. They call this the Watauga move. Go down. I'm below Flipper. I'm doing this without touching the rock, without using the Heisman. Now I'm going to obtain back up.
You don't need a Optimum with the Inazone.
This is kind of like a round the move Watauga, around the world Watauga. See what I'm doing? I went back to this Eddy. I'm going to obtain back up, get above that rock, ferry laterally right across. Pretty easy move right there, in my opinion. But I mean, I would say that's an intermediate style move. Now watch what I do here. Oh, I almost fell off backwards. The reason I stopped, look right there. Dude right up there. That was his first time ever paddling a C1. I slammed on the brakes because I seen a boat floating upside down through there. So I slammed on the brakes. I go down and get the boat for him. See this? He's good. He's a really good paddler. He just looks like tinkering around with a C1 that day. This is the actual Watauga move here. Go all the way across river, all the way over to this Eddy right here. Now I'm going to cut back across. Now we're coming into Doldrums. There's Hollywood Hole down here. Nah, I don't even name this stuff. There's a surf wave right there on the, where you see that boater is. Well, where you see the upside down floating kayak. That's a surf wave right there. That's pretty good. Hollywood Hole is, I think it's right there on the right. That's Hollywood Hole. You'll see rafts mostly in there. I played in there. It sucks. Don't mess with it. There's a couple other names in there. I can't remember what it is, but now we're coming up on Goforth or the Doldrums. So I want to try to help this guy get his boat back. So what's his technique? This technique right here is called the bulldozer. If you're in the flow like this, just push it. He's on the river left, so I'm going to try to push it to the river left. It'd be dumb for me to kind of push it all the way to the river right. Then he has to swim across. So what I'm doing, I'm pushing the boat to the Eddy over there. It's actually a good way of getting a boat out of the flow pretty quickly. Doldrums, Goforth. A lot of times I'll take out at Goforth down there. They call this Hiwassee Shoals. A bunch of little ledges and nothing. There is a couple of like stout little moves to be had in here. Little ledges right here. Watch this move right here, right on that rock. Whoop, little boof. don't fall into that. Couple little. I think I'm coming into Tablesaw. Tablesaw is one of the longest, pushiest rapids on this run. I like to run far river right, work my way down these eddies, and hit this boof. Tablesaw boof right here. Watch this, and I want to back ferry. Boof, land. My goal was to back ferry. I let my momentum carry me too far downstream, so I back ferry across and then do 2 or 3 ferries back and forth across. Tablesaw's a fun one to work also. I think I do show you guys that you can go up and obtain and do like a lateral ferry across right here. Prudential Rock is right down there on the left. Once again, watch for boaters coming down. See how you can obtain up a little bit? In a longboat, you can really know that. There is another boof to be had far river left. Big boof over there. The main line's just right down the middle. Actually, just stay in the flow. If you guys just want to run it, stay strong in the hips, be ready, stay in the flow, you'll be okay. I'm going to tane up and then I'm going to do back across just to show it can be done. If I'm out there just kind of like working the river, this is kind of what you'll see me doing mostly. I can't hit that eddy. I just was not very aggressive with it. Coming into Diamond Splitter, there's a few lines through Diamond Splitter down here. Be careful, it's a pin rock down there that can ruin your day. I like to run this left line. There's a boof line right over here. Run this left line. Catch this boof. Bam. Right there. Catch that boof. Now catch this flow right into a crossbow behind the rock. Bing. Right there. And then they call that Witch's Hole. Drop in the Witch's Hole. Sometimes get a surf. Get a 360. Catch the eddy here on the right. Now, these have a couple of names through here. Nothing major. I would not really name these rapids. There's a couple little 360 holes right here. I like to catch this eddy. There's a line far river left where you can do some 360. If you're working on your play boating, this is a good rapid right here to kind of tune in your play boating, your 360s and hole surfing and all that. It's pretty friendly. I like to catch this eddy right here. It's a tight little eddy. Right in here. Ding. And then reach over, grab the rock. There's a little finger hold right there. And then just peel out and go. These all have names down through here, but it's really nothing much. Right here, I like to do this move. 360 into this eddy between these two rocks. 360 into the eddy. Ferry over and then turn around. That move's not hard. I would say that's good intermediate move right here. There is a splat down here. Right there. Carry that splat. You can get up on there and 360 that. It's crazy that I splat that in the zone right there. Good splat right here too. You can carry it. It needs to be a shorter half slice. Naaman's there in the Bliss, so that boat's a better setup for that. Into this 360. I like to splat that, then go immediate into a crossbow 360, because you can really get up on that rock. Now we're in a rapid called Accelerator. Torpedo, Slingshot, they have a lot of different names for this one. Stay on this left-hand side. Watch what I do right here. If you want to see how to get this boof, stay right there, facing to the left, stay in the flow. Right there, right hand stroke, big righty right there. Perfect boof. That wasn't bad. That was pretty good right there. Now we're into Cat's Pajamas. There's also a takeout down there or something that some people will use, but this is Cat's Pajamas. Right there. There's a hole in here. There's a 360 spot right there. I'm going to go right through the hole. There's a boof over there to the right. There's a play spot right there that you can play in. Like I said, there's the boof right there. Now I'm going to boof right over, a water boof right over the hole. Right there. Wasn't the best, but you get the idea. Good spot for squirt boats right here and playing around. Now I'm coming into Hellhole. Last rapid on the run. A lot of times this is where I take out at, or you see the cars right up there. Oh, yeah, there was a paddle toss right there. Not going to do anything too fancy here. Just come down. Hellhole is one of the better play spots probably in the area. They used to carry the championships there. So go down. I like to hit this. If there's people in it, just be careful. There'll always be someone down there surfing. There wasn't today, but go down. Hit this eddy right here if you have to bail out last minute. Somebody's in the hole. And then drop into this top one. There'll be days that this is actually a better hole than Hellhole. You can go up there and get some 360s into a big, huge pirouette off of that wave. You can see I surfed it. I'm going sideways. I don't think it was in very good today. Hellhole's real finicky on water levels, by the way. Depends on the water level. Hellhole can be better or worse. But that's it, everybody. I'm not going to play in Hellhole. Powerhouse ledge is right below it. Stay to the right. You'll be fine. Couple of lines through there, and then the commercial takeouts down there, and you're all good to go. I mean, the private boater takeouts downstream, and you're all good to go on that one. Questions, I can do my best to help you guys out, but there it is. That is my River Runner breakdown guide. to the Ocoee River, the middle Ocoee. I might have another one coming on the upper. You guys comment if you want to see an upper one. And as always, I'll link to all my gear below, and I will see you on the water.